Rick was in Munich with me. And I think I told you this story. He says, well, if Vern would have beat me, he would have won the gold medal. Instead, I won, and I beat the guy for the gold medal. So it doesn't matter, you know, who got there, but the United States did win the gold medal in that weight class, 1948. And so after that, before I go any farther, Frank Goodish was a great friend of mine. I helped him break into the business. For those of you that don't know who Frank Goodish, you might recognize his wrestling name, Bruiser Brody. Great guy. He was he's a musclehead, let's face it, big bruiser guy. And I had the pleasure of meeting his wife last night, Barbara. Barbara, where are you? Yeah, there you go. I was telling Barbara last night, Bruiser asked me, when you drive down to San Antonio on your way to Corpus Christi and whatnot, he said, could you stop and stay at my grandmother's house? She passed away a couple weeks ago, and I hate to see, somebody break in there. So I always left the key above the back door. So every Wednesday when I went through there, instead of getting a motel room for $6 a night, sort of got $6. I go around the back, reach up, grab the key, open it up. Never left a mess. Sometimes I might have made a mess, but I always cleaned it up. And so that was the start of a great friendship. And then, a few weeks later, I was telling Barbara, I said, Frank would pick me up in this little English car. It was about this big. At that time, I weighed 310 and Bruiser was about 295. And it was a two-seater. And there was no roof on it. I can't get over this. We're going down the freeway. I think the top speed was about 60. But we had to be averaging like 80, 85 in order to make the show on time. So, but we still made the show on time, but how I have no idea. And then that happened for a couple of weeks, and after that I said, Bruiser, I'm going to drive. I had a big 98 Regency, Oldsmobile. The only problem with that car was when you hit 106, the keys would start to jingle. So you either had to go over 106 or under 106. True story. So, those were the days, my friends. But I learned one thing. As everybody here knows, I used to be famous. I mean, I was a really famous guy. I did a lot of shit. And that was before I even got into pro wrestling. And but I really enjoyed it. The highlight of my life was really my 20 years in pro wrestling. I met the nicest people, a lot of them are right here tonight, except for Dick Byers. Never saw him without his hood. And this afternoon I said, Dick, the best 2 out of 3. He said, let's do 4 out of 5. I thought, couldn't believe it. He said, you still lifting weights? I says, well, I kind of scaled it down a little bit. I still lift a lot of weights, but they're 12 ounces at a time. So I do a lot of reps. And that's why I mix up for it. Burns more calories that way. I don't know if they but I can take this page and put it over here. These are bar tabs. If anybody was wondering, what the hell is he reading notes for? Anyway, I got inducted into the weightlifting Hall of Fame a couple years ago back in New York, and Bruce Wilhelm is a very good friend of mine. For you muscleheads out there, Bruce was the one that won the world's strongest men contest the first 2 years they had it. He's a dear friend of Jimmy Brunzell. When Bruce calls Jimmy, he kind of cringes. What's he going to say this time? But anyway, forgive me. A lot of this stuff is kind of inside baseball that is kind of inside wrestling or inside football. But let's move on here. As you know, I'm famous. Terry Funk. Where's he here? I'm famous, right?
He's with Pat.
Where do you go? Bathroom? Bathroom's 2.5 miles that way. I'll be honest with you.
Why are you looking at me?
Will you wake up? Jesus. Anyway, I was going to say something that was a little off color, but I'll pull it back. Jesus. Okay, I'll tell you. Clark Peterson, the wonderful gentleman that just introduced me up here, I didn't know we were up next. I had to pee like a racehorse. While the toilet's 58.5 miles to the left, I made a beeline right over the hallway there, opened the door, thank God it was unlocked, opened it up, I peed in the corner. What's one to do? I don't want to pee under the table. That really wouldn't be cool. Although that's happened before. But I always had a little saying when I got in this. Actually, I coined this when I was weightlifting. Because, you know, a lot of amateur athletes, they cheat. You know, they tell you fake numbers, if you're a shot putter, discus thrower like Mr. Orndorff was, you know, we all lie about how far you throw the discus or how far you throw the shot, you know, and nobody gives a shit anyway. Let's face it, but you know, it's important. I think it's important. But I had a little saying, win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. You know, hey, that's the way we do things in America, Mean Gene. He says my time is up. I'm going to wrap it up. You like it or don't like it? Hey, more! Hey! They tell me 15 minutes, they cut me off at 12 and a half. What the hell is this all about? Anyway, I'll wrap it up real quick here. I was going to talk about my dear friend Bobby Heenan. God bless you, Bobby. I love you. I'm going to tell you a real quick story. Bobby and I were on the road for 3 weeks straight without a day off. My God, who could do that? Anyway, every motel we checked into, motel, we checked in, we get our room key and stuff, and I said, well, which direction is the room? That way, to the left. I said, how far down the hallway? It's the last room on the left. That's appropriate. The next night, we check in. Which way is it? To the left. How far down? Last room on the left. This is the swear to God, honest truth. That's why I saw Bobby last night. Last room on the left. This went on for like 7 or 8 nights. Then we got a lucky break. It was on the right. Then for another 7 or 8 nights, the room was on the left. Last room on the left. There's a horror movie, scary movie type out that at that time, and I think the name of it was the last room on the left. So if you went down there, a couple of times Bobby said, "We better knock first." We don't know what the hell's behind that door. I said, "Yeah, you're right." But let's see, I'm going to have to leave out Yasser Arafat, everybody's favorite terrorist. He's the asshole that came over the back fence and killed our Jewish friends in Munich. I watched it from my balcony window. So when people ask me, "What do you think about the terrorist attack in Munich?" I said, "I watched it, I witnessed it." And Jimmy Brunzell, he goes a couple years ago, sees the movie, Munich, 1972. "Ken, you ought to go see it." I said, "Jimmy, I already saw it. I saw it live and in person." But yeah, our old Betty, the PLO, aren't they great people? Yeah, they want to chop our heads off, and Obama won't let so-and-so waterboard. One of those assholes. Because that would be mean and inhumane. Huh? Hey! Just a minute, two more minutes, I swear to God. So, anyway, this is on the back of a bar tab too. I'm trying to find my place. 2 minutes. Okay. I'd like to thank, I have several friends that flew down here from Minnesota to be here, and they're huge wrestling fans. As a matter of fact, most of them went through my wrestling camp back in 2000, 2001, when I thought I was going to overtake Vince in the TV ratings. Anyway, Wade Olson, his father, Manly Olson, stand up guys, they're all over my table here. Neil Isaac, known as the Dakota Kid. Clark Peterson, you all met when he introduced me. Jason Bates of the Bates, no, it's not the Bates. Anyway, his wrestling name is a Street Fighter. And Bob Remus, Sarge. For those of you that didn't know, Sarge's real name is Bob Remus. See, I called you up, man. And of course, the high criers, Jimmy Brunzell, Greg Gagne. Should I throw Terry Funk in there? Yeah. Anyway, our wrestling camp, this will be the last. When I got in the business, right after the '72 Olympic Games, I came back to Minneapolis with Greg Gagne. Greg and I were over there touring Vienna, Austria, and some of the other poop European countries. And so we hurried back to Minneapolis to start his father's wrestling camp. Well, in the meantime, Ric Flair and I were renting a house over in South Minneapolis, which actually was the original Animal House. When I was training for the Olympic Games, I got about 2 hours sleep a night because Rick would start his parties at 2 a.m. and wrap them up by 8. Thank God, because that's when I had to be at the gym to catch a workout. But that's it. Actually, I got about 2 more hours. But remember, win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. It's nice they gave me an award. This is Take the Next Bus Out of Town, Patera.